Hey, 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 and aloha, gang. Got a new case that actually, Sleuth Mom, thank you for sending this information to me. As soon as she sent it to me, gang, I have not had this feeling since the Daybell case. We need to get people out looking for the kids being involved that are involved in this story ASAP. Sorry, going to give the dogs a couple treats real quickly. Let's let everyone come on in so we can get a bunch of people in here and start talking about this case. Basically, what we have here is two families who went missing a few weeks ago. Well, they started traveling the country a couple weeks ago. Since then, they have pretty much gone missing. But what is extremely scary is some of the rhetoric the parents, so the grandparents are getting from both sides. We're starting to get stories such as the parents who have ran off with the children are praying dark spirits away, that they'll see them in the next life. Some really scary things, gang. We all remember Daybell, and we wish we would never have to deal with cases like that. And I'm really hoping we can put a stop to this quickly. So if you guys can real quickly just pull up a chair, grab yourself your drink. I got me my vitamins here so I can get myself that instead of a soda because I don't need the caffeine right now. And I'll see you right after this.
Aloha and welcome to the Local My Life.
Peekaboo and hello, gang. Welcome all of you guys who are popping into chat right now. Yes, Cassie is saying hello to everyone. Are you saying hello also? Say hello. Hell yeah, no, she just wants treats. That's all she wants. That's all she cares about. Thanks, Christola. So first of all, thanks, Sleuth Mom, for sending me information on this case and the video and all. Kaimojo, hello. Yeah, she thinks she's cute when she's not being noisy, like now. And she's trying to fight me for treats right now. Actually, let me give them one of these. This will help for a few more minutes. So hello, Kaimojo. And Grandma Sherry is here. Hello, Grandma Sherry. How you doing? And okay, so we got Cassie can get hers, Wrigley, and Pia. Now that should give us 5-10 minutes before they come back begging again. So let me bring this up so we can get these pictures up as quickly as possible, gang. There is not a lot of information out on this, and that needs to change ASAP. As soon as we can get this stuff out, we need to get this out. I don't even have all the information, for example, heights, weights, things like that. We can't wait for that. We need to get people out looking right now in these cases. As I mentioned, okay, what we're dealing with here is, as you can see, 4 adults and 3 children. It's 2 different families, families that have known each other for years. Puppies wouldn't be able, yeah, exactly. If I went, yeah, they'd gain a lot of weight if I was live a lot more often, wouldn't they? And also, I keep trying to tell Mom, hey, Mom, can you take them for a couple? It doesn't work. It does not work. So, and then they'll scratch on the door. So, whatevers. And also, these 2 families went missing. Sorry, get a little sip of soda, just what I needed. But this all started on September 1st. Around September 1st, there is an interview out there, which I don't have the link to. Sleuth Mom, if you'd be able to share that link, I meant to get it and share that out, and I totally forgot to do that. If you can share that link out in chat. The parents, i.e. grandparents of the little guy that you see up in the upper right-hand corner of this picture here, went on another channel today and were interviewed. And from what we're understanding at this point, these are 2 friends. Okay, there have been a lot of changes going on in their lives, which we're going to talk about. But around the 1st of September, they decided to go traveling with the their little boy, and the other couple went with their 2 children, their little girl, their little boy. They did a lot of traveling, all of them in one vehicle. Okay, you're looking at the vehicle there, and we'll be getting a little bit more in depth in that vehicle. It is a larger vehicle, so yes, it would work for a large group like this, but it still looks like, to me, like it'd be a little on the tight side. But they were all going together. They traveled through Texas, Oklahoma, Colorado, ended up in Arizona on the 19th. Okay, that's September 19th. Today is October 10th. Thank you, Sleuth Mom, for sharing that link right there. Please go take a look at that. You can hear from the grandparents exactly what's going on. I'm going to be following this case very carefully because I'm worried about these 3 little ones here. So you've got 2 families here. You're looking at them right now. You got the Brister family and the Fortenberry family. The Brister family, or actually, wait, this is an earlier picture. I just realized I've got another one where I figured out the wrong sides, but flip the 2 around. The little guy is a Fortenberry, and I will update. Sorry, I was trying to update pictures and figure out who was who and all that quickly. But let me see if I could pull that up and get the correct thing for you. Actually, I can do that there. Okay, here we go. That will make life easier. We've got Joshua and Brittany, okay, who are the parents of Nathaniel. And that is the grandparents that are interviewed on the other channel. This is the related party here. So the other side, and we will keep coming back to all of these pictures and all because I want everyone to get this information. We've got Mom Heather and Dad Justin or Chance. He goes by both. And I don't have the names of the 2 little ones on this side of the family, but honestly, gang, it don't matter. What matters is we look at these faces and we see and we call up authorities if we see any of these people. And so, long story short, they started going around September 19th. They ended up in Arizona. Family, in the meantime, has been talking with, Josh in this case, talking with him off and on throughout the case, trying to figure out exactly what's been going on. Before they left, they were starting to notice a lot of differences with Joshua. There were religious changes happening, okay? From what I understand, the 2 husbands in this case met up through Bible study. So it was a normal Bible study type thing. But as they got older and all, they started connecting up with people who started talking about different types of religion. And through this, started getting in touch with a group that the grandparents are thinking may be connected to Heaven's Gate from the 90s. Talks about spaceships, talks about, dark spirits, needing to pray away and clear those dark spirits. Who are the dark spirits? We are the dark spirits. Anyone who is not part of the group is that dark spirit. Okay, so a lot of concerns. This is some of the stuff that we started hearing in the Daybell. It's not related to the Daybell. It seems to be a separate group. But religious fanaticism is religious fanaticism, no matter where it comes from. Okay, many times it can end up in the same place. So before they disappeared, Joshua and Brittany had kind of gone through using up a lot of their, it does sound heavily like it could be connected to that. Okay, I agree with you, Colts, things like that, Christola. They had been working through their finances and stuff, and it finally got to the point where Joshua was like, you know what? I'm stopping working. I'm not going to work anymore. I am now going to go ahead and I am going to start doing the things that I'm supposed to do. They got in touch with a older woman who owned a treehouse B&B. okay, in Lafayette, Louisiana. During that time, they were in the process of starting to have some financial difficulties. His parents were like, you know what, we'll help you with housing. We'll do all those things that we need to, because their focus is making sure their boy and their grandchild is safe. So whatever needed to be done, they were going to do. However, Josh decided to move into this treehouse, B&B type thing, and they got free rent, no paying of rent or anything, as long as they were there. Josh would do maintenance jobs, things like that, and Brittany would help out with cooking, cleaning, stuff on that level. The lady who owns this place was known as Mrs. Paz, from what I understand. I might have that off, right? I haven't actually seen it written out, but it sounded like Paz to me. And then during free time, so they would help out in the place, which makes sense. Okay, a lot of places that run bed and bath type, bed and breakfast type places will find people who it's like, okay, if you want to stay here and do these works for me, then you don't have to pay rent. It's a great way to keep from having to pay people extra money and get the work you need done, especially if you're older to begin with. And however, there were other things being mentioned at this time. Okay, there was discussion that Josh, during his free time, would start doing public service work when he was free. During his downtime, he would be doing public service work when free, and the public service work seemed to be very tightly connected to almost like a commune type feel. You know, you guys remember back in the 70s and all, and 60s, you would hear about these groups that created communes, and they'd come together and they kind of helped each other, survive. They made their own food. They did all these things. It was kind of that feel from what I'm starting to get. At that time, and over the last couple weeks and everything, as they went missing and all, Josh's mother has contacted, hey, Elizabeth, has contacted this Mrs. Paz and talked with her. And she's, at this point, not returning phone calls regularly or anything. And one of the last things she was told is, okay, don't worry, they're fine. Just leave them alone. They don't want to be around you because you live your life in fear. That's a loaded comment right there. Okay, how many kids do you know of who are going to, while in their right mind, to be honest, say, oh, I don't want to talk to my parents or anything like that, and I don't want to be around you because, yes, families have arguments and stuff like that, but when it's a family that really helped each other, okay, Josh's dad would sit down and talk with Josh about religion, about the changes and the different ways he was thinking about things. So there's been a lot of connections with that. I'm sure we're going to hear more and more. A lot of these things, guys, we're just starting to get the beginning of. There are no posters out, like I said, on these missing children and adults. There is very little. There's no Amber Alerts. There's no, in fact, right now, they are still trying to get actual protective orders and custody. Hey there, Color Liz. Welcome, my dear. So there's still a lot of stuff going on in this case that needs to come out, okay, posters, pictures, sharing all these types of things, and they are going to come out, but I'm really, really hoping we can all start getting this stuff out so we don't have to get to that point where people are wondering, well, why isn't there an Amber Alert? Why isn't that? Well, we can do it without those things too. We've shown that many times before. So what ended up occurring as they started going out, they're out on the road. On the 19th, they were in Arizona. The last place that they were actually seen was a Circle K in Heber, Arizona, and they were telling people they were heading to Phoenix. So this was September again that we're talking about, in September. And you know what? I do want to make sure we're also giving time to the Brister family also, because they are missing also and need to have their faces out there. They were telling people at that time they were heading over to Phoenix. They weren't in Heber at the time. From my understanding, the last conversation that happened between parents and Josh was kind of a discussion about how the Bristers and the other couple had pretty much exhausted all their money. They had exhausted gas, food stamps, phone usage, all that. Their phones have pretty much been heavily off since then. There may have been one or two times that they would pop on with the wife's phone would be pop on for a few minutes. Josh's parents have told him, hey, you know what? If you'll let us know where you are, we can send you money. Okay, because we want to make sure that our grandchild is safe. Because the other thing they heard at that time is they were sleeping and living out of that vehicle. Now, that vehicle is right there. You've got 7 people living out of that vehicle. And it's a 2017 GMC Acadia. It's maroon and has Louisiana plates. Number 687 B&O. Now, the concern grandparents start having is you've got 3 children, 4 adults. It's not safe to be living out of your vehicle many times, okay? It's dangerous. Yes, I know. And it's horrible. We've got so many homeless here in Hawaii. This is a big issue out here in Hawaii. We have a lot of homeless families, and a lot of times they are living out of their vehicle. They're living out at the beach, things like that. But there's so many things that children can see when they're living out of a vehicle. So many, I mean, we just heard of the story out of Florida where a down in the luck family who was living out of their car actually had some stranger walk up and shoot the mother in the head and then run right afterwards. That person's been arrested since then. But it puts children in a lot of danger. So the family, the grandparents are like, we'll send you money. We need you to be safe. We need our grandson to be safe. We need all these people safe. 1 little girl, 2 little boys, 2 adult males, 2 adult females to be safe. We don't need you out in a place what about food? What are they eating? Okay, what about, clothing? What about, clothing at this age? I don't know if we're potty trained at this time or not. Diapers. Okay, he may be potty trained by now. I can't quite tell. But there's all these fears that as a grandparent, you can't help but worry about. Christola, I think Christola just mentioned, I wouldn't be surprised if they were told to go off grid. I think that may very well be what's been going on here. Some of the stuff that has gone on with that is the religious beliefs in this group is that it's very heavily based off of being sovereign, okay? Being in charge of your own life, okay? Being able to do what you want when you want. So there's a lot more of that idea of, you know what, we're going to go on the road. We can decide what we're going to do, when we're going to do. No one has a right to tell us what we're going to do or what we're not going to do. And then the other side that started coming out with that is this praying dark spirits away. Okay, clearing dark spirits. Okay, what again are dark spirits? Well, right now we're being told dark spirits are any of us that are not part of that group. And, but as we saw with the Daybells, definitions change. Okay, a definition of what a dark spirit could be can change based off of whatever the leader or whatever is telling you it is. And that's why we've got heavy concerns here right now. Okay. They are running their life based off of this sovereign religion, things like that. Some of the other things that has worried me tremendously are the names going on here. These are not normal things. Okay. This is actually right now, to give you guys an idea, sorry, I need to make this bigger so I can read this myself. Harter Investigations was brought in by family members, grandparents, to actually try to find everyone. Okay, try to make sure everyone was safe. It's kind of hard, as we've seen. Okay, when parents have children that they have the rights to, grandparents are in a rough spot. How do you make sure your grandchild is safe when you don't have rights over that grandchild? So they've had to wait time. They've had to, develop a whole case to show that we are concerned for these kids. We're not hearing anything about them. Okay, there's nothing, we don't even know if they're safe at this point. So they hired Harter Investigations, who are some of the ones who were able to find out that that they were seen at the Circle K, for example, and things like that. And they were able to figure those things out. They were last known, according to this, Phoenix, Arizona. So it sounds like that they may have made it as far as Phoenix. They did, again, like I said, Louisiana, Colorado, Texas. Well, actually, it would have been Louisiana, Texas, Oklahoma, Colorado, Arizona. Would have been kind of the drive across the United States. Outside of that, they're all from there. They're living out of their car, from what we're hearing now from Josh himself. Josh is the guy in the upper right-hand corner, right above the little boy's picture. He told his mom, yes, we are living out of our car right now. These are some of the things that concern me. They self-identify as representing the false prophecy. The two individuals in the license go by Emmanuel and Sarah. The other two go by the name Jesus and Mary. They're also saying that they need to clear dark spirits. Lot of red flags. We talk about red flags. There are red flags all the hell over this. We need to get law enforcement looking for these. From what I understand, I did not get to check this yet, but as of earlier today, they have not seen anything on the parish sheriff's office website with pictures or anything like that. Like I said, I wanted to do one of my normal posters, and all I can see right now are pictures, not even names in some cases. But again, like I said, names aren't always needed when it comes to children. We need to find the adults, because most likely those are the ones we may see, but that may not even be true. We have what looks like a slightly older, preteen or so. They could be sending the preteen in to do stuff, because they may be realizing, hey, people are going to be looking for us as the adults. Let's send this preteen out there to go buy groceries or things like that. Not saying they are, but it's a possibility. So many different things that could be. Hello, Emma Louie. And hey there, everyone who's been popping in. Thank you so much and for popping in tonight. Let's see. Outside of that, Chance, the last time, Chance. Now, Chance is the one on the left side, the father of the two siblings that you see on the left. Chance also spoke with his mother. So both of these were doing some talking before everything just shut down completely. And Chance and Mom were talking, and Mom brought up, or just said, so when are we going to see you again? Trying to get information out of them, trying to get an idea. You've been gone since September 1st. When are we going to see you guys again? And that's when a comment was made that really, as bad as the dark spirits are, this is when went into overdrive. His response was, we will see you again in the next life. We will see you guys in our next lives. Guys, there aren't too many ways you can take a comment like that. Okay, they either feel the world is coming to an end, you're looking at apocalyptic type things, or there's something else going on here. Crystal, exactly. I mean, that alone, hearing dark spirits, things like that, yes, when you're going out, okay, they may be talking about people like you, me, okay, parents, all that, their parents, all that. But hearing something like that, that's taking it a whole new level. They don't sound like they're planning on coming home. And that is what's worrying the families, the grandparents so much. Because parents, adults can do whatever. Yes, we are our own sovereign beings. We work within, okay, we live within a culture that has rules and stuff like that. And, but going and pushing those types of thoughts on a child becomes a different issue. They sound disconnected, kind of like the Heaven's Gate. Exactly, Emma Louie. Exactly. And in fact, there's been a lot of discussion that it could have some level of a Heaven's Gate type relationship going on here. Hey, Aussie True Crime. Hey, KK. I've been seeing you there and I keep forgetting to say hi. So the other thing, and this again, connected to Heaven's Gate, there's been discussion of spaceships. That's a definite connection into what Heaven's Gate was waiting for. So are we looking at a group of 4 adults who've gotten into this cult, for lack of another word, okay, and are waiting for the end of the world type situation? Okay, we know what can happen with that when it doesn't happen. Okay, or they feel threatened or things like that. And that's why we need to get this little girl, this little boy. The little boy that we do know a name would be the one on the right, and that's Nathaniel. Okay, Nathaniel is adorable. Okay, the other 2, the freckles on the other 2 are so cute. And so hopefully over the next day or 2, we'll start getting information about who they are. Okay, about things to look for. We've got a lot of information though right now. Okay, we've got pictures of every single one of them right now. We've got information on the vehicle to share out right now. Okay, that is the actual license plate. I don't know. I'm even noticing they've got a sticker on the left side of that vehicle, okay, which shows where they bought the vehicle. So that's a little different too. You've got a sticker you can look for. You know what? I don't know about New Iberia myself, KK. I myself honestly just came across this when Sleuth Mom brought it up to me a few minutes, maybe about an hour before I went live. So I'm trying to pull information together. So guys, I can promise you this. I will continue to update you guys on this case because this is not the end of the information that's going to be coming out. This week has a lot of important dates that are going to be popping up over the next couple days. Both sets of grandparents, let me actually take this over here. Both sets of grandparents have actually been trying to, okay, it's okay, 7-8 miles away from where you grew up. Oh, interesting. Yeah, Emma, whoever these people are, they're likely very freaked out. Okay, there's a lot going on, that's for sure. And also definitely. These 2 sets of grandparents are right now trying to do whatever they can to ensure the children are safe. Okay, Josh's parents have said they want Josh to know, okay, all he has to do is call them. They will send him money. Make sure he has a safe place to live right now, has food to give the kids. Okay, all those things, they're ready for that. It's not about saying, oh, you're bad or anything. They just want to make sure everyone's safe at this point. The other family is also trying to get protective orders in place. Both sides are trying to get custody right now of the children because unless they have custody, they have found out they have no rights as grandparents. They don't have a right to be able to file all these things, okay? They don't have a right to be able to get information back and forth. So many regulations can hold us back very often. They can be very good, but they can also hold us back. So what they both have been trying to do now is get the actual protective orders in place for the children and get custody. Now, from what I understand, on the Fortenberry side, they have not been able to get that. They went to court today, and they were told, nope, we cannot give you custody. Okay, right now, it's not going to happen. On the Brister side, they were able to get a temporary protection order. Okay, now, this is temporary. The problem we're going to run into is on Thursday, on the 13th, which is this Thursday. They're going to be going in to make that permanent. Once it becomes permanent, you got a lot more rights and things like that that will go along and help them in making sure they can ensure the right things are happening to find these children and make sure they're safe. But the thought is when Mrs. Fortenberry talked to people in the courts and all, the thought is it most likely won't get approved on a permanent basis for the Bristers. And the thought behind that is the parents don't have the chance to fight back. So anytime you are trying to get custody of someone, you have to allow the other side a chance to fight back. And the problem is, in this case, the parents aren't there, so there's no way to pull them in to have the ability to fight back. So there's some major issues, and we ran into a lot of these issues back with Daybell. Okay, we had a little bit more of a rights issue there because there were some connections there, but in this case, there are no protective things. There's no custody or anything in this case. So they're having to wait time periods. They're having to prove certain things first. So today was the day that they were able to get missing persons cases in. So all 7 of these people are now missing. They officially have missing cases. The missing case number is out of Louisiana. Okay, it's case number 22-OI430. Oh no, 01430. It is out of Vernon Parish Sheriff's Department is who's running this. I have also heard that they have put together a $1,000 reward for information that can lead to this. Okay, finding the children, getting them safe, things like that. So the families are pushing. They are pushing for this. Red Rock, if these parents find out their rights are being terminated, aren't the children in more danger? It's a good point. It really honestly is a good point. Okay, that's the problem we've got right now. Okay, is everyone just wants to make sure these kids are safe, that they're not in a place that's going to hurt them. Okay, things like that. But so many things can change so quickly. And that's the problem. Yeah, maybe it is. Grandparents do need to have some level of rights. Not rights to make changes in their grandchild's lives or stuff, but if they go missing or in cases like this, they have some level of increased rights to be able to file missing persons reports, to be able to follow up on things, to be able to speak up, things like that. So there are definitely some potentials there, but I think you got a good point there. Nothing in this case is good, guys. Nothing in this case is good. This is, if you guys go back to Daybell, okay, you had grandparents who were looking for their grandchildren. The only difference is at this point that, okay, the parents are missing in this case too. In Daybell's case, you kind of knew where she was at least. Again, he was. Okay, but in this case, we don't know where any of them are. We don't know where they are. Are they still in Arizona? Okay, have they moved on to another location? All those things become issues. No, Christola, this one's really got some scary things. I mean, I'm all for parents' rights, but you need to make sure your kids are safe. And the problem is right now, there's too many historical proof of what cult type behaviors can lead to. Okay, unfortunately, we've seen some horrible things in the past, and none of us want to see any of those things happening again. Okay, none of us. I mean, you guys can name them all in chat of when parents have run off with their kids into some sort of cult-like behavior. Okay, and we don't know. Maybe there is an actual compound or something out there where these people are right now. Okay, they may not even be in the vehicle anymore for all we know. We don't know anything on this. All we know is there is a $1,000 reward open at this point for any information that can lead to them. Okay, the Brister family have a temporary protection order on these children, which will last for at least the next couple days. Okay, hopefully it'll become permanent then. Okay, at least the protection order. Okay, that's all we can really pray for. That's the prayer right there. And hopefully they are in a place where the thought process isn't being furthered or anything. KK, I may have some, I'll be honest, there may be some, because so much information is just coming out right now. And a lot of it I am getting from the investigative, Harter Investigations right now. So I think over the next couple days, a lot of things are going to start clearing up a little bit. And that's why I definitely will make sure to update you guys on all these things. But right now from one second, let me see what I can do. Since I got all you guys here right now, let's go ahead and bring up this site. Come on, one second. Sorry, gang. Let me do this. Okay. So where I'm going to take you guys right now is actually the website, the Facebook group for Harter Investigations. Harter Investigations is actually the one who's following this case, trying to research whatever they can in this case. So let's go ahead. I'm going to pull my notes off to the side so it's easier to follow this. Okay, here we go. So it was missing out of Louisiana. Missing persons in the system. They are now in the system. Court order of protection for the two, as I mentioned there. There are some other pictures here, which are kind of nice for people to be able to see. And guys, again, as soon as I get these pictures and all the information, I will be making posters like I normally do. So these are all the people that we've been talking about, the two parents. These are the grandparents who are interviewed on the link that Sleuth Mom was sharing. These are the parents or children. This is the child of those grandparents. And this is the little one there. And he looks so happy though. Okay, they all do look like happy kids, which is very good. That's very good to see. Okay, they do look like very happy kids. And this is about the vehicle itself. From what I'm hearing, the vehicle is a very large vehicle. So that's why it's, Loco Cristola just asked, tiny videos. There's actually only one video out there right now on this case. And that's why we need to get this changed as quickly as possible. Emma, that's the thing. Have they broken the law? Well, in the Brister's case, there is a protection order for these children. So once that becomes permanent, definitely. But that's the problem. They haven't really broken the law. But there are so many red flags going on here that as a grandparent of these children or a parent of one of the adults, there are a lot of fears as to what could happen if we just kind of sit back and just don't do anything. And also, so here, just for some of the information here, there is an active person a case on Brister family, protection order for the kids also. There was some questions as to whether or not there were warrants out because we're not seeing any warrants. Someone did ask, why are there no posters out? And they're like, we'd like to know that too, to be honest. Okay, it'd be really nice if they knew also why there's no posters out or anything like that. Hidden a true crime, blah, blah, blah. Sorry, I keep getting the wrong ones here. Let me pull it up here. Hidden, a true crime podcast is who did the interview with the family earlier today. Loco, what I was trying to say until this phone interrupted. So wait to make videos until, you know what, you can share whatever I've got and I'll probably be doing some updates. This one needs to be kept on the updates because these kids are probably okay right now. I'm hoping and praying with all my might they're okay right now. But from everything we're hearing, it's not going down a good route whatsoever. And at some point, something's going to cross the line, is my fear. Okay, so here's the Circle K that the kids that they were all last seen from. Okay, some of the stuff, yeah, the pictures are, as you can see, it's pretty much heavily the same pictures. Okay, here we've got one right here where one of the adults, one of the fathers, was actually a police officer. Okay, so like we get in so many cases, guys. Okay, once you start talking to people and you get into more cult type behavior that pushes your thought process in different ways while closing down other ways of thinking, you get changes. Okay, for example, Joshua, okay, at one point, okay, he had his job gone, okay, things, all sorts of stuff. And then as he got involved in this group, his father noticed changes in his diet, habits, friends. He was leaving certain friends and making new friends. Okay, he quit work. Okay, so a lot of new changes of what's going on. And the big fear here is this, gang. We've got these 3 children. There. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, and 3 somewhere. Well, 3. Okay, here we go. 3 with the little guy. And we don't know what's going on. All we know right now is that one set of parents have said they will see their grandparents in their next life. That can only be taken one way, gang. That can only be taken one way. And that's why we need to be really pushing this. We need to get this into the algorithm. We need to get this into Instagram, Twitter, all of these things. Get it out as far as we can get. Okay, because right now the family are the ones who are having to do this. Okay, families are having to push all this stuff on their own. And at some point, hopefully we can find the little ones. Hopefully we can bring home the rest of the family. Okay, because they're still, the grandparents still have 2 children here that are adults. And all. So let me just check chat real quick. It was okay, yeah. This story just started for those of you coming in. Okay, for those of you coming in, this actually just started breaking this today. After the family on the right-hand side, their parents, so the grandparents of the little guy, went to court to try to get a protective order and custody. All 7 of them went missing. Okay, well, went on a travel across the country starting on September 1st. They were last seen on around the 19th. Since then, they are not answering phones. Okay, some of the last comments that were made to the parents or grandparents were things such as, we are praying and trying to clear dark spirits. We will see you in our next lives. So there's a lot of fear for these 3 children right now and what could be going on. Okay, last we heard, The children and the adults are all living out of the vehicle. Okay, the family, Joshua, top right, said that they had ran out of all money and had no way for buying food, phones, phone minutes, all those things, everything. So right now, there's a lot of speculation out there. Okay, a lot of us are just worried. We need to get this stuff out. So if you guys can help me out with that, I will be updating this type of poster. I'm trying to figure out the best way to do it because we got 7 people involved in this case, whether we do it for each family, each child, whatever. I hopefully will be able to start coming up with that. No, Emma, you hit that on the head. No, you just hit it without me saying it again. I forgot to repeat that part. When they were asked who were the dark spirits, okay, the dark spirits, okay, were the grandparents. The dark spirits were anyone who was not part of the religion. I don't like using the cult word, even though that's kind of where we're going at this point. Okay, they are anyone who did not believe with that way of thinking. So you hit it on the head, Emma. You really honestly did. And so the concern we have right now is comments are being dropped that really worry people. You know, Elizabeth, you are the second person to say that. You are literally the second person. When I was researching this, someone came across James's picture. I think it was James's picture, and said, he looks familiar to me. And so I don't know what it is. It was either James. It could have been Josh. Yeah, no, James, Josh. They're the same. It was him. And someone else said they had recognized him also. So I'm not sure if it's from the same thing. They posted it on the investigators' Facebook site. So hopefully something will come of that. Right now, there's only one other video that I know about with this story out there. So there could be other things going on there, maybe in areas, maybe, who knows, or he could be just one of those faces that looks very familiar. And so that's always possible. The interview today is very, very informative, very scary. A lot of stuff, poor, the family and the way that they're thinking and trying to figure out what's going on. Cassie, come here. Not sure if you guys can hear that or not, but she's barking at the vacuum cleaner. And also, so hopefully they'll get some more information now that this is going out, now that there is an interview out there. And hopefully we'll get more stories out there. Hopefully more people will start posting this out to Facebook, because I was trying to look at what's out there on Facebook and there's almost nothing. There's nothing at all. And so if you guys can help us out with that. So I promise you guys, I will be following up on this case as it unfolds. I'm really hoping that I can wake up in the morning and they have heard from this one of these 2 families, if not both of them. I can understand where the grandparents are coming from. They just want to make sure that their children, okay, their grandchildren are safe, that they aren't wanting for anything, and they aren't going to be hurt, because honestly, that has to be a fear at this point. So please keep on top of this. I will post updates in the community tab as well as go live if I have more information also. So hey, Melissa Jade, love you, my dear. Love you. Sorry, I got treats in my hand. I'm trying to shut up dogs at the same time, but definitely dying, whatever you guys can do on getting this story out. Kai Mojo, thank you for posting on Facebook, because right now that's what we need to do. We need to make this get all over Facebook, all over Instagram, all over Twitter, because it is nowhere right now. And hopefully that will change. Hopefully we'll get some endangered alerts out there in the next couple days. But in the meantime, we can do what we do best. So thank y'all. Tons and tons and tons. I am going to go figure out why my dog keeps barking over in the other room. And also do take a quick look at these last Okay, at all 7 of these people here, because all of them need to be found right now. All of them need to come home to their families. And if by any chance anyone does run into them, okay, ask them to call their family and let their family know that they're okay. And so thank you all tons and tons and tons, and I will see you. Oh, by the way, don't forget this channel this week, we are going to be continuing our rotating panel that goes around sleuth moms and PJs and burdens and savages, okay, talking about different stories. This week, we are actually going to be talking about Gabby and other cases, okay, perhaps Alexis Gabe, I may cover that one also differently. But some of the cases that are out there, Maya Millette, Gabby Petito, domestic violence cases where a person went missing first and either was found or will hopefully be found someday, but they were killed by domestic violence, whether it be a husband or boyfriend or whatever. So please join us Wednesday for that. So see y'all. Love ya. Hope ya have a great evening. Talk to you later. Love ya. Aloha and mahalo, gang. Mahalo, mahalo.